Hello again, everyone. So, welcome to Station Building, and my thoughts for this series is to have the first episode of Station Building, just the basics, to get you a self-sustained energy cell production, which has no upkeep costs and is basically free. And, energy cells are needed everywhere on stations that don't have their own energy production, so it's a good source of good income. In the next episode, we will do some production modules that use those energy cells and other mined goods so we can assign miners and traders to that station. And the final part of this station building series will be personnel, changing how much your each storage is taking, that sort of thing, to help you plot any sort of station you want to build in the future. So first, we need a build plot. If you have the Player HQ already unlocked, you have a free build plot and a free station so that, you can follow along after we put the plot. Everything after that will remain true. So we'll open up the map, and in order to build energy cells, the one thing that we do need, since we don't need any ore of any kind, any gas of any kind, we need sunlight. And each individual sector has its own sunlight production. So if we wanted to build an energy cell production here in Argon Prime, we're going to right click anywhere in, make sure that no ship is selected. So just left click in open space, right click, and show encyclopedia entry here. And we can see that Argon Prime offers 100% sunlight. That means if we put down an energy production, it's going to give us exactly what that energy production would put out. Conversely though, say we head to Second Contact and show that encyclopedia entry, only 47% sunlight, so we're not even getting half of what those solar panels can put out. So Second Contact 9, or 11 here, is not a good place for a solar power plant. Let's look around for any local areas. 367%. So really, one solar panel can do the work of 3.5 solar panels over here in the Reach. However, if we try to put a plot down in the Reach right now, it's going to be red. Why is that? Well, we haven't actually flown over here and uncovered any of this space. The one downside of placing a station here in the Reach, however, is there's only one way in and out of the Reach, this jump gate right here. And other traders would only go, say, to this engine part factory and back. If we were to put our solar power plant out here in the middle of nowhere, there'd be no chance for Talati or Hatikva or Terrans or anyone else to even see this factory. We would be essentially off the grid until they seen it. So placing a plot next to a highway is actually more beneficial because one, we would have quick access. Our traders would be right next to the highway. They could get wherever they need to go quickly. And two, as other factions go up and down this highway, they would pass by that building plot and become aware of its existence empire-wide to know, hey, Sokka is trading energy cells. We might want to head over there. So while this is an amazing place to get solar panels, and if we were, building up a very large station, say here in Argon Prime, we could forego energy cells on it, have an energy cell production over here, and just transport our own energy cells to our big station. That is fine. But since we're starting out small and we want the most amount of eyes on it, I think it would be more beneficial for us to put a plot in Argon Prime kind of near the highway. In your map screen, click Manage Plots, and it gives you a 4x4x4 default space. When you click Create a New Plot, the square appears that will become your plot. The closer you get to the highway, you can see the price dynamically change as we move right next to the gate. Almost 800,000 credits to place a plot right by the gate. That ensures everyone that passes through Argon Prime is going to see it. But the trade-off is, of course, initial investment. Conversely, if we know that other traders will make their way to, say, microchips, the shipyard, the wharf, we can go off the beaten path and try to save a little bit of money, or we can try to go right in between two known factories right off the highway for cheap. We can tell the Argon are going to see it. They're going to be going to and from the highway to the Advanced Electronics factory onto the shipyard. We can sort of, split that trade lane in half so that the Argon are aware of our presence, and it is fairly cheap, so we'll go ahead and place that plot down there. We can always come back to this plot and modify its size after the fact, so starting off with a 4x4x4 is okay. The next thing we have to do is pay the license fee, because we're building in a space that is owned by a civilization, that is the Argon. They're going to want a licensing fee to build in their space. If you're building a space, say in Silent Witness 11, that is white, it has no official faction owner, you can build there for absolutely free, because there's no owner to pay the license to. Also, if you're building in enemy territory, you want to set up a defense platform and start claiming some space. Of course, you don't have to pay the Xenon any license fee, just put your plot down, but be prepared to defend it. Since we're here in Argon Prime, we are ready to build. We are going to click continue. And hey, even there, not paying is seen as an aggression by most factions. You have a little bit of time. Close that menu. Select our Argon factory plot, buy the license. There we go. So now we are all set. That error message will go away. And when we click continue, we can see our building area. Right click and drag to rotate your camera. You can left click and drag to pan the build plot. And you see our building platform right there. This is where traders will come and deliver the raw goods needed to build your factory. So there will be a factory storage where the energy cells are going to go. And there's also a build plot storage where if we add on any extra modules, those goods will be delivered here. All right, so every new player has access to energy cell production. They have access to the 1 medium spot, 6 small spot basic dock, and they also have access to all of these base connectors here. We also have storage, which container is where the energy cells are going to go, and that is all we need to get a very basic plot going. One thing that you might also have is a pier in your dock section. That is so that large and extra large ships can dock, because as you can see right here in the name, only medium and small traders can dock on this platform. So energy traders that are small and medium will have no trouble, but large ships looking to buy large amounts of energy cells will not be able to until we place down a pier. The first thing I do is build a dock in any production that I do, because once you have a dock set up, you can hire a manager. That manager can then hire their own build trader to buy their own goods. We don't have to rely on the other factions to bring us our stuff. And the manager is also essential in running the budget and then even selling the goods that we're making. So I'll start with the basic dock area. I'll left click there and right click and drag, and I'll put it pretty close to the front of the build plot, say like right here. Once it is green, you can left click once, and then you get sort of this, if you're familiar with 3D software, your controls here, you can left click on one of these controls to slide, or the green one to slide to the back, or the blue one to slide up and down. Try to keep the rotations, 90 degrees. If you're having trouble with that, click the gear up here, and we can move this to 90 so that, if we do rotate, now if you hold the left shift key and rotate on the blue, you can see it is turning 90, 180, 90, 0. So it's keeping it nice and even. If this was at 15 degrees as it was before, these are steps, so 60, 75, 90, 105, 120. So if you want to build on the 45 degree angles, you can change that step to 45. So if you have some modules that are kind of at a 45 degree angle, that could help you out. Since the standard build is pretty much even as far as 90 degrees are concerned, we'll stick to the 90 so that when we rotate, everything will be nice and even. Now that we have that dock down, we are going to go over here, make sure that these are expanded, and click confirm module changes. So that way, boom, the basic dock area is now ready to go. Next, we are going to put down one of these other modules, and we are going to put in a cross section, and you can see the snapping areas Just moving your mouse over snaps, but we can't snap out here. That's outside the build limit. So we are going to say snap right behind, confirm those module changes. Next up, we need storage. So in storage, you can see it connects long ways. We can click the storage there. And now we need our energy cell productions. And when we move in our energy cells, you can see they connect to the sides, but hey, it's red. Those solar panels stick outside of our area. Well, how about we try to stick them on this backside here? We're going to left click where it is green, hold shift, rotate it 90 degrees, left click the energy cells again, and hold it, drag it. Nope, no room. So how do we extend our build area? Well, first let's get rid of this energy cell production. We're going to right click on it and remove. Confirm module changes. Let's go in and modify our plot. So we're going to close this menu. We are going to go to our manage plots and click on our Argonne Prime Factory SNR 710 plot 1. And you can see the halo of what we are building. And say we wanted to extend this left side here. So let's click on one of these and you can see, oh, nope, that was the wrong way. It's extending the wrong way. We'll go back on that. So X minus direction. There we go. So for 19,410 credits, we can buy the license to extend that plot out to the left, continue, and now we should have enough space, boom, to place our energy cells. So now it is green, we will left click, confirm those module changes, and this is it. This is a factory that can make you money. Now here you can see in the build resources needed to complete change, we need 375 Claytronics, 748 energy cells, 1,369 hull parts to make this factory. So what we have to do is set a global price modifier. This is how much are we willing to pay for these hull parts, energy cells, and Claytronics. If we're running low on cash and we think there are some low people like really wanting to get rid of that stuff, we can drop the price, say, to 30%. What that's going to do is say, hey, we're only going to pay 30% of full price for the hull parts, energy cells, and Claytronics. If anyone is going to bite on that, we can save ourselves a lot of money. And you can see that down here in the estimate. So even at 30%, it's going to cost 980,000 credits to build. If we promise full price for everything, that's going to be 1.2 million credits in the estimate. So the difference between 25%, 960, and 100%, 1,200,000. So are we willing to pay $300,000 extra to make sure that the traders see us as a place to deliver? And we might as well, we have the money. So when we accept that estimate, it's going to come out of our own pockets, and now we're good to go. Next, we have to assign or hire a builder. So we will click that button, we will scroll out, and only the places that we have ships are available. You can see there's no builders here where our experimental shuttle is sitting. Luckily, we lucked out. Our fleet is sitting right here by a shipyard, and this symbol here is a builder. If you do not have a builder in this menu, you will physically have to fly your ship or a ship in range of a builder so that you can see them, and then come back to your plot and assign that builder. So let's say that's the case. You didn't have a builder, you didn't see one, you weren't lucky enough to have a ship right next to a builder, but you do find one. One good thing to do when you do find a builder is to scan it. Why is that? Because build time, it depends on how many building drones that this builder currently has. So we're going to go into Shift 2 mode, Shift F to scan it. They might get mad.
Not allowed.
Well, we did it anyway. Then we're going to left click on it, go to its loadout, and see how many construction drones it has. If you come across a builder with only 3 or 4 construction zones, that is a no-go. But 35, 40 construction drones, that is perfectly fine. With your ship in sensor range of a builder, head back to your manage plots, click the plot you want to hire the builder for, click continue, scroll down to your assign and hire a builder, and then go to the location the builder is at, It appears in this other ship's menu, or you can right-click the builder itself and click Select. Now you can see the Antigone construction vessel Mammoth Sentinel is heading to the plot. We have our global prices, and already you can see our Claytronics orders are done. In no minutes, an Argonne high-tech energy trader eyed Sentinel will be there bringing 370 of our Claytronics. 3 minutes after that, a Zyarth high-tech trader will bring the remaining 5. So that is all set. We can close that menu. And then when we click on property owned, there it is. The Argonne Prime factory is building. If we wanted to help out this factory and bring our own goods, we could. Let's turn on our trade filters. Let's zoom in. Let's make sure our filters are cleared. We can see we need 1,369 hull parts and 748 energy cells. I think we can do that. So let's left click the energy cell, find out who in the gravy is selling it. So there's a really cheap energy cell production right over here for 14 credits per energy cell, and we need 822. So let's left click our experimental shuttle, right click that energy store, which is 748. So right click, we're bringing 748 energy cells. So left click this number, 748, confirm. And then we are going to right click this Argonne factory right here, deliver all 748 to the build storage, confirm. Now we're going to close out our filters. We're going to left click on our factory, right click and go plan build. This is how you get back to that build menu. And we can see that all 748 energy cells are coming thanks to our experimental shuttle, leaving only 1,369 hull parts. We might have to go get these ourselves because the hull parts might be at a high demand at the wharf or the shipyard. So a lot of traders are going to be selling to them instead of us. So once we get back with our energy cells, we'll see if anyone has claimed any of these hull part orders and then go get the difference ourselves. So close the menu. Mr. Alden is flying us there and bringing back the energy cells, and I'll be right back with you when we arrive at our station. One helpful tip, if you're wondering, do you have everything you need in the build queue to complete your production, left click your factory, right click and go logical overview. What that's going to do is show you energy cells. If you left click on it, it says it needs a container, and the energy cell production is going to take that sunlight, so there's no need for ore or methane or anything of that nature. That would be off here, which you'll see in the next episode once we put down another production. And workforce, we don't have any barracks set up or housing to increase our production. So right now we have everything we need. There are no big red exclamation marks saying that we're missing something. As your construction is continuing on and things are delivered to your factory, look at the construction budget and make sure these credit numbers line up. Sometimes traders will buy bring their products to you at a different price than the budget estimate, and even if you are 1 credit off, say 388,823 of 388,824, if that's the last delivery you're waiting on and the trader is expecting 1 credit more, they will not drop any of it. They will say, no, this is not the price that is agreed upon, and then just leave. So make sure your construction budget estimates are lining up throughout the build process. So as we get nearby, we can actually see the Antigone Mammoth that we hired, chilling right there waiting for parts to start. And here is our build storage with all these containers on it, and even a ship that came to deliver those goods. So our experimental shuttle will dock right on up, deliver those energy cells, and undock. And yeah, that's all the goods that this station is being made out of. All right, so we're going to left click on our factory plot, right click, go to the plan build, and you can see this is yellow, 7 minutes to build the dock. Why aren't they building anything? Well, if we open up what the basic dock area needs, it needs 185 hull parts itself, and we have 0 in our container. So that builder is just sitting there waiting for any hull parts to arrive. So if we can bring 185 hull parts ourselves, we're good for 7 minutes. He can build the entire dock area. So let's see if we can bring some hull parts with our experimental shuttle. We're going to open our map view, turn on the trade, left click hull parts so that it is in our current. We need 1369. We're going to scroll out until we see people selling hull parts. And the cheapest hull part that we can see is actually over here at 214 credits per. Right click our experimental shuttle. We'll pick up 91 before we are completely full. So we are going to confirm that. Head back to our factory, zoom in, right click on our hull parts, drag those 91 to the build storage, and confirm. All right, so we had the wrong experimental shuttle selected. We actually assigned that order to the flight lead, but that's perfectly fine. Let's go grab another 91 ourselves then. Left click our ship, left click hull parts, right click the hull parts in sold, drag the 91 over, confirm. Now we're on the move. Right click on our bought wares hull parts, drag those over and confirm. And now we should have 2 orders of hull parts coming. To make sure that is indeed the case, left click the factory, right click, left click plan the build, and we can see 2 orders of 91 hull parts, one from the experimental shuttle flight lead, one from us, and we need 185 to complete the entire dock area. So this will almost complete the dock area build. So as luck would have it, our experimental shuttle found the cheapest price at this hull part factory, so it was just a quick shuttle run back and forth. And once there are some hull parts in here, this builder can get to work. So plan build, we're bringing 91. That's about half of the hull parts required. We've got about 3.5 minutes of build time then basically that this builder can do once these hull parts are dropped off. Now, since we have brought our own goods, look at what that's done to the budget estimate. It's actually lowered it by 41,000 credits because we have brought enough goods of that cost. We are not going to accept the new estimate. However, I like to keep a little bit of extra money in the budget just for that price differential. Now, if no other trader brings any hull parts, if this is just going to be us delivering our own hull parts to this thing, we can accept the estimate at 0 whenever the construction is done and get all of that money back into our pocket anyway. So this is not lost by any means. So we needed 1,187 more hull parts. Oh, wow. So Trinity Sanctum is... Oh, the Talati's selling them for a decent amount. Okay, well, right-click. JGA 739 is our ship. Left-click, bring all 91 back, confirm that. Zoom right into our factory, right-click our hull part bought wares, drop off those 91 and confirm that. So we'll be doing some shuttle runs ourselves, bringing hull parts until maybe someone else is going to do it. But right now, those hull parts are not attracting any attention from any other trader. If you have a big ship like this, Condor Sentinel that I happen to have, it has 33,600 meters cubed of filled capacity. That ship could fulfill that order. So in order to speed this along, we'll turn on our trade filter, left click hull parts so that is seen there. We need 1,096 hull parts. So with our Condor selected, we're going to keep it local. So they have 2,165 here in Argon Prime, and we need 1,096 of it. 1,096. Confirm that, 244,000. Head down here. Drop 1,096 hull parts in. Crap, we need cargo drones on this thing. All right, so after this Condor picks up the 1,096 hull parts, upgrade repair, grab our consumables. We need cargo drones. Let's grab 5 cargo drones, add that to the shopping list, and now this Condor will be able to drop off goods at our build storage. So my concern is if, we don't have the order confirmed to bring the 1,000 hull parts to our factory yet, meaning another trader could just happen to come by and say, oh, I've got some hull parts I can drop off, and they beat us to it. So then we'll just have to sell our hull parts off of our Condor after the fact to get that money back, hopefully at a profit. But our flight leader that we accidentally assigned the mission to pick up some hull parts is back, And then once he's done with that, I'll go ahead and just tell him to park over here and get out of our way. All right, we'll left click our factory, right click, go to the plan build. So 3 minutes and 55 seconds left. We have 78 hull parts in the build queue yet. And we're bringing 91 ourselves. At this point, we're going to get about 66,000 credits back at this point. And then once the pilot drops this batch of 91 off, I'm just going to fly out of system. I'll land at this scanning array just to get out of Argon Prime to allow our Condor to go basically at full speed, because this is a big boy. It maneuvers around. So if we're right by it, it's going to have a difficult time getting around. Yeah, now that we're out of system, our Condor just like drives right through that station instead of having to maneuver and then engage travel drive. So out of system stuff is the best thing to do while you are building a station. So if you are dropping off your own stuff, don't hang around by your dock for too long so that other big traders coming can get right into the dock and then leave straight away. Our Condor is almost to the shipyard now to pick up their 5 cargo drones. Let's left click, right click, plan the build. Good, so no one else has claimed any more hull parts. Like, they're just sitting there. We're 36 seconds away from having a dock. So this means that we'll be able to probably get back all 388,000 of our credits, because we will be the sole provider of hull parts. And then once this dock gets built, then we'll get some visibility around it, because that station will kind of be active. So there we go. Now we have a ring of visibility in Argon Prime around our dock, and now we can actually assign a manager. There is a trader here already and a manager station, and you can see in big red letters, acquire a manager. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll open up our player information. We will click personnel management. We will select the role as a manager, and we will sort by skill. So Kyle Aldon, the captain of, in fact, our own experimental shuttle, is a 2-star manager. So my man, work somewhere else for me. We'll go to Argon Prime, right click the factory, selected role, manager, assign. So he's going to get up and leave, and being a 2-star manager is really good, because that means when he gets his own traders and miners, they can go 2 jumps away from Argon Prime. If he was a 5-star manager, they could go 5 jumps away to do their trades. So the better manager you have, the further your ships can go. When we right click our factory and go into the logical overview, we can see that the station account is now available. The manager has basically said, okay, in order to keep this station up, I don't need any money. Drones are now available. So we have cargo drones, defense drones, and repair drones. Cargo drones are for ships like our big old Condor that does not have their own cargo drones. We can help them out. So we will drag 5 cargo drones over. Defense drones is, as it says on the 10, if someone attacks our station, how many drones fly out? So let's just go 5 there. Repair drones, as it says on the 10, if our station gets damaged, those repair drones will repair. So right now we only have a dock, which means we can only have 15 drones. As the connector is built, and as the container storage is built, and as the solar panels are built, this drone number will increase. So right now we can put in 45,000 credits into the station account, and he will put an order for 15 drone components, 750 energy cells. And you can see right here, the Xenon, which I'm in a sandbox save with everyone absolutely loving me. So you will never see this in your game if you're playing legit, the Xenon dropping stuff off to you. But I got Xenon dropping off my 750 energy cells. That's weird to say. And smart chips. We put in an order for 250 smart chips. So now not only can we go get our own stuff to build our station, but now we can go get our own stuff to make these drones. And when we go to our trade filter, they are also listed here. So our 1,096 hull parts, which, yeah, let's take a look here. Left click our Sentinel, make sure it has, 1,096 hull parts. So our Condor Sentinel can now come over here, drop off the 1,096 hull parts, confirm. That will complete the queue of our build. So now our station is going to be built. It's just a matter of time. The only thing left is to supply goods for those drones if no one else is coming. The one thing that might happen though is the Xenon are not allied with the Argon. So they may kill that Xenon before he gets to our dock. But if he can make it to our dock, then it doesn't matter what happens to him. So you can see the container storage is now being built. The connector was already built, so they're working on the container storage now. And in the manager's office, there is our symbol. We didn't change it for this game, but there is our boy, Kyle Alden, who was our pilot, now here in our manager's office. So this is why we needed to grab those cargo drones, large and XL ships, go to the end here, and send these basic pallet ships over, delivering the hull parts. So now that that is done, we should, if we go to plan build here, yep, so the Condor Sentinel is dropping off everything. We have all 1,066 hull parts we need. Once these 3 bars are filled, that's it. It's just the waiting game. We have 3 minutes and 46 seconds for the container storage to be built, and that brings our estimate to 0, meaning now we can accept the estimate and get all of our money back. So when you have several stations, I want to show you this: player information, the account management. All of your stations will be lined up here. If you want to keep everything nice and tidy, you can accept all estimates from all stations. So that will give us our 388,000 credits back and keep the 45,420 credits in the station budget to buy those drone parts. If you wanted to see those building drones work while you're standing here on your dock, press F2, and you can use your numpad, 4, 6, 8, and 2, and then your plus and minus keys to basically pivot around your station. And there is that container storage being built. We're several minutes from that. And then once that container storage is built, we'll see the footprint of the solar panels. But there are all those building drones running to and from our construction ship that we hired down there. And 3, 2, 1. So now there we go. So the solar panel is now being built. You can sort of see that spotted blueprint hanging off to the side. Our container storage is built, meaning that we can hold on to those parts that we ordered to build our drones with. And once this energy cell production is online, it'll start feeding energy cells into our container storage, and we can talk about cycles. Energy cells take quite a long time to build. Thankfully, we have a builder with over 40 build drones, but that's still going to be 12 minutes and 15 seconds that we're just chilling. So the next thing that we are essentially waiting on, if we go to our logical overview, we're waiting for that Xenon to make it here in 10 minutes. Let's see if it can. An Argon high-tech trader is actually coming in 4 minutes to drop off the 15 drone components we need, and no one is bringing smart chips yet. So I might send my pilot off to go find 250 smart chips. So we'll left-click our experimental shuttle there, open up our trade. You can see 250 smart chips. We'll left-click that to get that on the filter. Looking for anyone selling smart chips right there. Can we bring 250 aboard? We certainly can. So we'll go to 50. There we go, for 13,000, confirm that, and then right-click. So this one, we want to transfer wares. We don't want to trade. They're not selling it to us, they're not buying it from us. We are transferring wares, 250, and confirm. So let's talk about these menus while we can. With a ship selected, your own ship, what can you do? So right-click your factory, so they can fly and wait to it. They can protect it until further notice. They can trade with it. They can transfer wares to it. Defend it. Trade for commander. Trade for commander's build storage. So if you have a very big station, for example, and you build a dock first to get your manager, you can click trade for commander's build storage and select one of these groups. What it will then do is automatically look for all the deals of the things that it needs here in the plan build menu. Energy cells, hull parts, Claytronics. that's not going out and selling anything. That is this menu here. When you have a ship, right click, trade for commander. So trading for commander will take their final goods and then look for potential buyers. So when the energy cells start coming in, we can purchase a trader, assign that trader as a trade for commander here, and then the manager will direct where that trader's going to go. We are hands off. It's up to the manager then to look at deals for people who want to buy energy cells and send our trader to them. So just out of curiosity, how hot is the energy cell market? We'll go add a filter, energy cell, okay. So who's buying energy cells? Right there, right next to us. In, Hatikva's Choice 1, this weapon component factory is buying energy cells at 22 credits per. We're getting energy cells for free. So if we can get a shipload of energy cells over to this weapon component factory, we're good. We make money. Our only downfall, like I said, are stations that have their own energy cell production. So if we zoom in on this one and we look for a solar panel, I don't see one. How about the shipyard? They need a ton of energy cells. Do they have a solar panel? They do not. So by setting up an energy power plant here, and if we wanted to even expand to a second panel or a third panel or a fourth panel, expand our container storage, we could supply all of Argon Prime with all of the energy cells it needs. So this factory doesn't have a solar panel. This factory doesn't have a solar panel. There are a lot of potential buyers here that our trader will go see. Oh, our ship came back. Our experimental shuttle that brought all of those goods. So now when we left click, right click, logical overview, we can see our smart chip order is full, and look what that did to the estimate. It says, hey, now we don't need 45,000 credits to buy these energy cells or these drone components anymore. We're good. Just like last time, I'll wait until all of these orders are complete. Then we will have an estimate of 0. We can pull the remainder out of the station account. But here we go. Here's our IDES trader bringing our drone components. And this is like my favorite part of the game. Setting something up, having the universe interact with you, bring their own stuff. Feels like a living world, man. Feels really good. But there we go. Drone components are now dropped off. The only thing we're waiting for now are energy cells. So, logical overview. Drone components are good. Our estimate is 14,000 credits to buy those 750 energy cells. And the Xenon are only 4 minutes away. They're going to be coming off the highway. And if they can get over here before the police see them, awesome. So imagine you're wondering, hey, since we are building energy cells, or in our logical overview, we're going to be getting energy cells, can't we just cancel that order and provide our own energy cells? Yeah, but I want to see a Xenon. So you could, by all intents and purposes, cancel this order, let the first batch of energy cells be made. As soon as they're made, 750 of them would be transferred into this, and we would get our 15 drones back. Up, Xenon spotted. I think our trader is entering Argon Prime. Yeah, it got blew up. So, just like I said, our first energy cell order will go in, and this will actually be a good time to set trade rules and station settings. So we're going to click this little pin to create or edit trade rules in the global orders menu. We're going to create a new trade rule and call it something to the effect of me only. And then restrict all factions and save trade rule. Now we're going to go into the energy cells, don't use the station setting, and go me only. So what that's going to do is tell the world, we're not looking for anyone to sell us any energy cells. We got this. That's going to be handy in our next station where we're going to be mining, and we don't want to be buying any outside or methane gas from anybody. We want to be self-sufficient. So this trade rule will keep it where we are or will be. If, say, for example, you wanted a dedicated energy cell production plant just for your stations, you could set this on your sell offer to go me only. That way, only your traders pick up and use energy cells for your plant so that no other factions come and buy energy cells. However, we want to sell our energy cells to the outside world, so we'll set up a sell offer and basically just unload everything that we don't need. So our small container holds 50,000 meters cubed, and luckily energy cells are 1 for 1. So essentially we can hold 50,000 energy cells before our production can't give us any more. So to keep in mind, there are medium and large size containers that can hold millions of meters cubed container. And if you get into bigger stations, you're definitely going to need a lot of storage for a lot of different things. But there we go. Station is now done. If we were to left click, right click, logical overview, we can see energy cells at 100% effectiveness. We can make 10,500 energy cells an hour. And it is unlimited because it's sunlight. So we don't have to worry about anything running out. You can see the production cycles. So in 34 seconds, we are going to get our very first batch of energy cells, which 750 of that batch will go into the drone production. And as a matter of fact, let's go 5 more cargo drones here, 5 more defense drones there. So now we need 1,250 energy cells to complete the drone order. The first production cycle is going to be done here. And boom, there we go. 3 drones are already made. That's why there's like an odd number and you're thinking, oh, we're only making 25 per. It's because it's already made 3 drones. So it's using up the drone components and smart chips for each batch of drones it makes. So there's another batch of drones. We now have 7 drones. They've used a little bit of the smart chips and drone components. And because this budget is kind of figuring out, oh, we need 900 energy cells, that we need that cost. Every time we have a production cycle of energy cells, that number's going to go down because it's like, oh, hey, we got those energy cells we were wanting to buy. And next cycle coming up, now we're up to 10 drones. We need 750 energy cells. So I'm not sure how many cycles we have left of smart chips and drone components before we have to go out and, grab the others. But once the number of energy cells is filled up here, it will start placing it in our container storage. And we've got 50,000 spaces for energy cells. All right, we're now out of smart chips. So that will be the next to go. We need 200 smart chips. We have 13 drones though. So let's go grab those 200 smart chips. 200 smart chips there. Confirm right across the street. Back here, smart chips. There we go. And confirm. Back to our logical overview, we can see smart chips. Our experimental shuttle is bringing in 200 smart chips that we need. Then drone components will be next. We only need 10 of those. And energy cells will keep on popping. So because we're not using any energy cells to build drones each cycle, this energy cell number will now increase. And yeah, once this is reached 600 energy cells, which may be a cycle or 2, we'll start actually putting them in our storage. And the next cycle that comes up should drop our budget below the 30,000 credits that we had sitting in there, meaning that traders of drone components might see that and, think we have enough money. Because as of right now, they're like, nah, we're $5 short. We're not coming. But this cycle will kick off. Boom, 26,000. We have more than enough in our station account, meaning now drone component sellers, if they have 10 to drop off, will say, hey, they got enough money to pay us. Experimental shuttle now coming in, dropping off those smart chips. If we don't have any buy orders for the 10 drone components yet, I'll send them off to grab those. So there we go. Smart chips are completely ready. Energy cells, of course, are producing. We need 10 drone components, and there are no buyers coming. And drone components are sold all the way up here. So we'll grab 10 right there, 10, confirm. Let's actually do instead of a where exchange, a sell to trade. Because they want 10, they're gonna buy 10 from us. And that will basically stop all the outside orders from coming in. And now look at that. Our energy cell supply is full. We have our 500 energy cells we need to build these last 10 drones, and now energy cells are going in this container. So automatic cell amount, the manager will create and sell all suitable offers. Since we don't have a production yet, what we can do is say, nah, we want to get rid of all. So we can say sell all but one, to basically say, hey, if people want to buy it now, buy it now. Automatic pricing would keep us competitive. So we can either say, we could blow the doors off and say, hey, energy cells for 10 credits a pop forever. Or we can leave it on automatic pricing, which will mean, you know, we might make some more money, because as our stock of energy cells goes up, our price will go down. And right there, boom, at 21.99 credits per, a free family energy trader is already coming to buy 324 at that price. So it was good that we didn't lowball. Awesome. And of course, if we wanted to hoard these energy cells for ourselves, we could turn off the station setting, set that to me only rule, and then no one would be able to buy energy cells but us. But we're about to wrap it up, everyone. The experimental shuttle will drop off the 10 drone components here. That will complete our drone order, and then we'll wait for that free family energy trader to come so you can see the first sale from this station. And there we go. We go to the logical overview. We don't need any more parts here because all of our drones are full. Our budget is 0. So just like that screen before, when you go into the player information, the account management, you can see if we accept all estimates, we get that 30 grand back, confirm. And our manager knows that we don't need any money to run this station at all. Everything else is sheer profit. So logical overview, look at the energy cells. In 7 minutes, the free family energy trader will be here. Hopefully the free families are not at war with the Argon. I'm not exactly sure. Let's check the encyclopedia. Factions, the Argon. Yeah, well, they're enemies, but they're not hostile to. So they won't shoot their traders. That's good. So that free family trader will be here to buy their energy cells. You know, part of me thinks that this free family energy trader saw me drag that pricing down to 10 and then happened to be looking for energy cells. So buying it at 10, and then when I put the automatic pricing on, the purchase was already sort of locked in. So we might not be making a whole lot of money, but this will just demonstrate money coming into a station's account. So something you could do is, you wonder, why is there a create a buy offer on what you're putting out, what you're selling? Essentially, you could also make this a little bit of a resell station. So you could create a buy offer to buy up to your 50,000 energy cells at rock bottom price. I'm not paying more than 11 credits per energy cell. And you might not get anybody that takes that deal. But if you get the one trader that says, yeah, I'm overflowing with energy cells, I need to dump it, I will sell it to you at rock bottom price, and you already have your automatic pricing set to like 15 credits, you know, you will make 5 credits profit on everything that you buy. But, I mean, for just raw profit, you don't have to worry about costs, anything of that nature. Keeping the buy offer completely closed off and just selling is the safe thing to do. And here it comes. Our free family energy trader BOA docking at Argon Prime Solar Power Plant 1. You know what? I don't like that name. Energy cells, and call this the Saka Solar Power Plant. There we go. So now that has changed. If we go into our property own, we have the Saka Solar Power Plant up there in Argon Prime, and we will await his landing. So since he is buying, when we look at our logical overview, he's buying 324 energy cells. So if we only get 3,220 credits from this cell, we know that he locked in his price when we were faffing about. But if we get 6,000 credits from this sale, we know that we duped him. That he thought maybe the price was lower than it was, and we jacked the price up, and now he's locked into the new price. Or he's going to get fed up and leave because we jacked up the price and it's not what he wanted to pay, and he's just going to leave empty-handed. We'll see. But as soon as he takes off, that money will be in our budget or our account. All right, let's take a look. So we will open our player information, our account management. There is 7,121 credits in the account. All right, so he did buy it for 21 credits per energy cell. We accept all estimates, we confirm that. Boom. So we've made our first sale. And looking at our energy cells now in our logical station overview, we have about 2,000 energy cells. Price is at $21.90 per. And that station manager, because it's automatic, will lower that price step by step by step as our energy cell storage starts to fill up and we need to start unloading. Because these energy cells, until we pause it, they're going forever. They're going to constantly be filling us up. So there you go. A basic station, first sale, got our drones, but it gets so much more involved than just one input that we don't have to pay for and one output that we sell forever. Next time we're going to talk about production.